This is a quick overview of how to play the Carbon-14 game. The goal of the game is to move your atom from square to square following the red lines until you get to finish. So each player gets a token that represents at first a nitrogen atom, and then after you draw a neutron card it decays to carbon-14, and then you'll move to this square and this square. Now, to move out of a square you need to collect the card that's listed. Like, to move out of this square you need these two. You don't need one to move out of this square. To move out of this one you need these two. So you'll always know what you're looking to collect. You collect cards by drawing them off the draw pile. Sometimes you might get a card that you need right away, but oftentimes you'll get a card that you'll need down the line a bit, towards the end of the game. You keep all the cards that you'll eventually need, and when you're finished with the cards, after you've used them to move to a new square, once you're done with them, you discard them here into the discard pile. The first card you'll need to move off of start is one of these, a neutron card. Now, there's two types of neutron cards. One of them has a little piece of yellow arrow. This is the one that you'll need down here. This is the one that you'll need to move off of start. Make sure that your atom has two up quarks and a down quark to start, and then when you draw this, you're going to replace one of the ups with a down, so you'll have two downs and an up, so that this will become a neutron and it will become carbon-14. Each player chooses a color on the spinner. So let's say if you're green, every time the spinner goes around you're going to look at what the arrow lands on. So usually it will be two players land on draw card and two players land on travel. Now, if quiz is spun, I have it rigged so that everybody gets quiz at the same time. You'll draw a quiz card, and it doesn't matter who reads it because everybody will be playing. Now, I have a number in the bottom right here, and that corresponds to a number on the answer key. So all players can take a guess, and it's okay if you all want to guess together and make it a group thing, that's fine. You can all succeed or fail together, that's fine, or you can do it individually. One person will check the answer. So on this one, number 1, you'll be able to just pull up flap number 1, so you won't accidentally see the rest of the answers like you would on a traditional answer key. The quiz cards add a nice extra dimension to the game because hopefully you'll land on a lot of them. I have the probability rigged so that these will come up fairly frequently, and so you'll actually learn a lot of really interesting facts about carbon-14. So remember, the players are going to collect cards. If you get a card where you have a double, you don't need another one, you can put it into the discard pile. Players will keep them until they need them. One extra rule you may want to consider using is when the arrows land on the lines, you can't really tell which quadrant they're pointing to. That's a special turn where players are allowed to trade if they'd like to. For example, this player might want to trade their collagen for a leaf, and that gives this person a match and this person a match. Now, trading isn't mandatory, but you can give it as an option during that turn if it's beneficial to both players. Once in a while someone will draw this card. Look through the discard pile. You may take one card. When you get this card, you return it to the bottom, and then you may look through the face-up discard pile and see if there's a card that you need. Sometimes this is a really big help for a player who's frustrated because they're waiting and they can't seem to get the card that they need, and that will let them get that card and then move on in the game. So can you answer this question? You have carbon-14 atoms decaying in your body right now. About how many decays happen per second? 1, 100, 1,000, a million? Play the game to find out.